On today's adventure, we're going to be working on the Civic again. I am going to be replacing the whole assembly in the rear. Also going to be installing my rear camber arms. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm installing some rear brake discs. So I have all the cables for it already too. I have a stainless steel brake line, so that's going to get installed as well. And let me show you what the car comes with. As you can see, the car comes with drums, and not my favorite thing, but gonna go ahead and have to change that. I'm gonna show you exactly what needs to be done. Gonna have to remove these two 14s here, this 117 here, and I thought I was gonna have to remove the exhaust system, but I don't have to. And also I'm gonna have to remove this 17 here. I think it's the 17 and the 17 here, and then it's gonna be this one right there too. I might have to use a extension, and then after that it's just all the e-brake lines. Remove all the brake lines, and then the e-brakes. I'm gonna have to remove this exhaust heat shield, which is like 110 millimeter up there, and then 2 in the front. So the easy part is going to be taking it off. The hard part is going to be putting it back on. That's going to be the difficult part there. So let's go ahead and get this started. For the front, I forgot about this. Let's go around. For the front, I forgot to tell you that you are going to have to remove your center console so that you can get to there's 2 bolts here. I think those are 12s. To remove that way you can get access to the wires and take those off, and then fish them down through the bottom. I might have to cut this. I'm not gonna want to, but I may have to, just so that I can get to the wires. But other than that, that's pretty much it. So let's get it started. So after removing the heat shield, what you see there, what I ended up doing is took out the 12 millimeter bolt that was right here, holding on to the e-brake cable, and I took out the other one that's just right there to loosen up this e-brake cable. And now that I took out the heat shield, you can see the e-brake cables. Now all I gotta do is just yank this, because I took off the 2 12 millimeter bolts that were holding onto it. As you can see, they go right there. So this is just free to get yanked on already. All I gotta do left is I already took out, what is it, this 14 or 17. Now I gotta take off these 2 right here, and then just finish taking off this one, because I already took off the 2 14 millimeters holding up to the upper control arm. And then the e-brake cable is loose too. One side is fully complete. I got the 2 14s already tied down. My brake line already tied down. All I gotta do is just bleed the line, which I'm gonna do that first before I continue on the other side. Got my bolts and everything already tied down. The 2 17s here, and then the 114 in the back. I ran the cables through the bottom already. Let's see. The hardest one was, let's see, trying to put this bracket back on, because the bolt is up there, and I'm gonna have the same trouble with the other side. Other than that, brake cable's in. I just gotta put the boot back on and call that a day. But everything's pretty much done. So that's it. That's not that hard. It's the hard part is putting the whole thing in, because a second hand would help holding that side while you try to get this side in, but I was able to do that myself. So let's go ahead and bleed the brakes, and that's pretty much removing the whole trailing arm from the rear. It's not that hard. It took me about an hour to do everything. So yeah, I thought it was gonna be a lot harder than that, but it's not that bad. So that's how you do a trailing arm. But you are gonna need the brake cables, either from an Integra or a Civic SI, because the stock brake cables are not gonna work. So I would recommend you do that. Other than that, that's it.